Hello, everyone. Welcome to 10 Dead Rats, a mashup of old school D&D and Warhammer Fantasy. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you're all having a lovely evening. I will say that, announcement-wise, I have a few things to get through here. First of all was that we were frankly unsure of whether or not we should stream tonight, and we spent a lot of time discussing it. Fans of the channel may know that we were off on Tuesday. We were normally do our Wandering DM solo play session on Tuesdays, and we decided to participate in Blackout Tuesday and turn our channel off, and instead spent the evening hosting Cipher of Tyr. If anyone caught Cipher of Tyr on Tuesday, it was brilliant. She was trying to do a chill day of streaming of Animal Crossing, and was raising money for a charity. I think she had a goal of $500. And after about 10 and a half hours of streaming, she had raised over $150,000. And I think she's very close to $200,000 right now, which is just wonderful. So our sincere congratulations to her.
Best thing on Twitter yesterday.
It was a real uplift for us. Frankly, that's why we're here tonight, right? One of the big things for us is that this is an outlet for us. This helps our morale quite a lot to be here on stream, and we thought we really wanted to do it. Obviously, we encourage you to go check out other streams, specifically streams of persons of color who are streaming right now. Cipher of Tyr is a great one. B. Dave Walters, DJ Knight, Critical Bard. Please go and support these folks. Absolutely. One of the things we're doing to try and help and participate is I was sort of inspired by Cipher of Tyr, and I set us up with a Tiltify account, and you can see the banner above my head. We are also raising funds for... Wow, the text is so small up there on my screen, I can't read it at all. The Bail Fund, is that right? Am I? I don't want to screw it up. Let me get it right.
Project. The Bail Project.
The Bail Project. Thank you. The Bail Project. Yeah. So I've set our goal symbolically to the same as Cypher's original goal of $500. Frankly, I'll be shocked if we approach that, but there you go. If any of our viewers feel like donating to our cause, I will be placing a link in the chat for you to participate. So we appreciate it if you do participate. I'm trying to talk now and look up this link and post it at the same time. Anybody else in the group have anything they want to add about the charity or the goings-ons?
Bail Project is great.
Yeah. Go donate.
Yeah. I have personally donated lots of money to the Bail Fund at this point, and I will continue to do so. You should too.
Great.
And accompanying those donations with ones to the ACLU as well, to get the right people legal representation if they can't get it.
Excellent.
Sweet.
Thanks, everyone.
Do it.
So there you go. I posted the link in the chat for everybody if you want to help support us. It will live update up there, so we'll give you a shout out if we see the bar moving. What else do I have to say about that? I guess. The other thing to announce about the channel in general is that my Wandering DM's co-host Dan is actually dealing with some personal stuff right now. So there's a chance, it's very unclear right now what his schedule is going to be like, but there's a chance I may be flying solo in the near future, or I may recruit one of these lovely people from 10 Dead Rats to come join me on future streams. So bear with me as I try to cover for him and do what is ever necessary to keep the stream going. So I will point out that this my intention is to keep this fundraiser going all through the month of June and on all of our streams. So get ready to see it around a lot. Because frankly, one day of blackout really just doesn't cover it. It's not enough. So we want to do what we can. What else? Oh, minor announcement. On Monday, yours truly will be on the Nerdarchy live chat. That's Monday at noon Eastern. I think if you go look up Nerdarchy on YouTube, you'll find them. I'll post a link to Twitter when I have a real link to share. That's all I've got. That's it. Anybody else?
I do a pretty good Dan Collins impression, if that...
Yeah? Excellent. We'll have to get you to show up on Modern DMs and pretend to be Dan. That'll be great.
I think if I shave my head, nobody will really notice. I think
we'll notice.
Have you met Dan Collins, Ben?
I think it'll be pretty close. Different cats in the background, but otherwise...
That's fantastic. All right. In the immortal words of Richard Ayoade, until any do shall be furthered, let us get on with the show. Last week, our brave adventurers fought off a gang of evil cultists and a demon. Yep.
Yeah.
Official monster hunters at long last. They did manage to, unfortunately, let one cultist off the hook with nothing more than a black eye, which is maybe a thing they live to regret. Christian's giving us a lovely view up his nose. That's delightful.
Sorry.
Thank you, Christian.
Yay.
Sorry. Unintentional.
Tis a nice nose.
What else happened? They learned, unfortunately, of their dear friend Magirius's untimely death, but avoided any implication in that particular event. However, they possibly may have some questions to answer regarding the death of Johannes Tugen. Fortunately, they did manage to leave some incriminating evidence on his person, or the person of his corpse, as they left the battle. So that may help them. Either way, they decided that they've had enough of Bogenhofen, and perhaps there's another part of the Empire that might be nice to visit this time of year. Yeah. And so that's where we're picking up tonight. Before we get going on that, yeah,
what about these?
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about some mechanics here. So you may notice, indeed, that we have some lovely colored dots under all our players' faces. Those are our insanity markers. So we are using insanity cards, which is a systemless mechanic for insanity, to incorporate insanity into any game. You can use it. You can find out more on my blog, paulsgameblog.com/insanitycards. So yeah, we've actually been intending to use these all along, and amazingly, we've gotten here to our 20th episode. It was actually episode 19 that we finally got to use them. So, how do they work? Let's review very quickly. All of our players have a deck of cards that look like this. In the deck is actually only 6 different cards, each card representing a major type of insanity: anger, fear, paranoia, etc. And they have different levels. They're marked 1 through 5. Each player has a hand of 2 cards, and when they take insanity damage, they'll have to draw a card and play one. And there's 2 ways they can play a card. One way is face up in front of them, and that's called a tell, and you will see it indicated as a capital T in their appropriate colored pip there. I keep calling them pips. I've spent too much time working on Star Trek games. Okay. The other option is to play the card as a descent. So once you have a tell in place, you can play a card as a descent underneath, like so. The little number 1 sticks out the bottom. As you play additional descents, the numbers pile up. So I now have a 2-point paranoia on display. When the card is played as a tell, it has no actual effect on you. It is a tell, like a tell in poker. We know that your character is starting to get angry or starting to get paranoid, but there's no actual in-game effect yet. Once you start accumulating actual numeric values, that's when you have to start reading the little block of text on the card to tell you what to do. I'll give you an example. Paranoia level 1 is titled, "What was that? Is someone watching you? Look over your shoulder often." So it's just little roleplay hints to push you in that direction, and it gets progressively worse. Honestly, 1, 2, and 3 are probably livable. 4 and 5 are somewhat character ending. That is the gist. Does that make sense to all my players? Does anybody have any follow-up questions about how insanity cards work?
I have a brief question.
Yes.
Is there's basically no incentive to, in the event that you draw an insanity card of which you have no tell already, to use it as a tell? It only really starts getting bad once you get those collisions in there?
I will point out that when playing a Descent, the card need not match. You can play any card as a Descent.
Yes.
However, you can't have 2 tells of the same color, so you can only ever have 6 total tells. So basically, the strategy of it is this. If you would like to avoid going insane, you would like to play all 6 tells, because then you will have taken 6 points of insanity damage and be suffering nothing.
Right.
If, however, you're like, nah, it's time for my character to go off the deep end, then you can just start playing Descents as soon as you like.
Oh, don't worry. I wanted to understand mechanically. Yeah, okay, thank you.
It's a shame a majority of our characters have started like halfway to the deep end and like only have a couple steps to go, really. Just on their base. Just on their childhoods have led to a certain amount of insanity.
Now, I have on my blog a section on how to adapt insanity cards to various rule sets, and one of them does include Warhammer. Warhammer, as anyone who's played earlier editions of Warhammer Fantasy knows, that it always used to include insanity. Oddly, didn't include it in 4th edition, but always included insanity, and it is curable, though very risky. Basically, you can go, a surgeon could attempt to relieve you of some of your insanity points, essentially performing the equivalent of a lobotomy, and maybe it will work. Maybe it will not.
No. No, Bruno.
I think the party surgeon seems prepared for brain surgery.
Excellent. So yeah.
Does it have to be willing?
Well, no, I guess not. Not if the
Okay, no, I want it because
if
if let's say for hypothetical, if Indigo went absolutely mad with rage and ran into a wall and fell unconscious, but we needed him.
Yeah, it might be time for surgery daggers. Yep.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, for sure.
Ready to roll.
We will cross that bridge when we get to it. Honestly, it took us...
I definitely won't do a lobotomy on anyone who's knocked unconscious for fun or anything. No matter what, just to establish that right now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. It took us 20 sessions to get to our first tell, so I'm not envisioning that the cards are going to be coming so hot and heavy that this is going to be a major issue. Speaking of our progress through the game,
Monster Hunters, though.
I just wanted to let for those who are watching this in the future and looking for possibly a example of a classic Warhammer campaign, The Enemy Within. We are in fact using The Enemy Within. I've always said I'm not going to be dogmatic about following that content, and that if the party decides to go in some crazy direction, then so be it. But so far, we have been going through some of the content of The Enemy Within. There's been some stuff in this that is not covered in those books at all. Count Orlok is entirely our own devising. But we did, as of the end of last session, complete Shadows over Bogenhofen. So well done, gang. Ooh. I'm going to stick this in the pile over there, along with The Enemy Within, which was the first book. If you recall, the progression of this content ramps up in depth quickly. In The Enemy Within, it was just the back couple of pages about The Enemy Within was actually was just a setting book about the Empire, and then in the back there was a little sample adventure, and that was the starting of this thing. And then Shadows over Bogenhofen is this book. Our next section is Death on the Reich, which for comparison gets a bit heftier.
My goodness.
Wait, the Reich is a
And I
river,
think-
right?
The Reich is a river, indeed. Indeed.
Nice.
So I'm gonna add this one to the stack over here.
It goes back into the vault.
There you go. So, our characters all leveled up at the end of last session. Congratulations, everyone, on hitting level 3.
Yeah.
A big part of
All it
that is
took was killing a
achieving.
demon.
Yeah. A big part of that is actually achieving ambitions, both personal ambitions and party ambitions. The party ambition had been to become monster hunters, and clearly, with the eradication of a major demon, they've achieved that, as well as a few
have
personal ambitions
our
along
monster.
the road.
To
So I
be
have-
fair, we did not explicitly slay it.
Yeah, we
we
slayed
slayed
it by
it.
proxy. Yeah.
Yes, no, it is dead
Yeah.
because of us. I want to be
Yeah,
clear about
yeah.
that. It is dead because of us, but we
That's
did not
what-
slay
that's
it.
what.
Excellent.
Well, we don't have to slay. We don't have to slay
What?
future monsters. It's fine. It's our style. Let's keep going.
It's honestly, being sort of anecdotally involved in the banishment of a major demon, and the only consequence being we probably should get out of town for a few months, is actually about as good as it gets in the Warhammer world, I think. That's a major success right there. So
We're legends.
We win.
Yeah.
Yay.
We win. Yeah, we did it. We won.
I mean, there's in the back of Shadows of Bogenhofen, there's sections on, is Bogenhofen still standing?
Wow.
Does it still exist as a place?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, then we freaking
Oh, I
hate
see.
it. Never mind. Yeah. That town's
Man, go
all
team.
up and still constructed.
There will be
realize
a
that's an option,
Bogenhofen Con next year, right?
Yes, next year.
Everyone-
After we
vacation
rebuild.
Offencon. The Vegan.
Shaman.
Con.
The VegCon.
Schaffenfest 2. Okay, so I am challenging the players now to come up with new ambitions. You'll need both a new party ambition and potentially new personal ambitions. Does anybody already have a new personal ambition set that they would like to share with our dear audience?
I have a question
Yes.
about past ambition. Actually,
Oh.
But you said
sorry.
that-
Let's answer the question first, and then we'll hear Yeffy's great reveal. Yes.
you said that Indigo succeeded in his attempt to become as fearless as Trebbiano.
Yeah.
Does that mean that he got the fearless talent?
I think that it means that I will allow him to buy it off list if he wanted to.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not going to give it to him for free, but I will say that he's learned enough from Trebbiano that he can consider it as part of his career advancement if he wants.
All right. Thanks, Fury.
Neat.
I wouldn't have asked that.
Yeah. It's a great question.
I
Great
just-
question. There are
Carry on.
cases. There are cases where you will get talents for free. Not really for free, but often involves great magic, right? Magic items might provide a talent, that kind of thing. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for asking. Yeffy,
Yes.
what is your ambition?
Yeffy's personal ambition is to deliver Bruno's letter to Elvira personally. Very
Right.
personal.
Bruno had written a letter when he believed that perhaps he might not make it. Had written a letter and entrusted it to Yeffy to deliver to Elvira. So it's an excellent ambition.
Hey, Max, what's Bruno's personal ambition?
Because here's the thing. I didn't actually write it down, but in my head I composed the letter, and it's not. I mean, okay, let me know. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down so that I can't make it up on the spot in case
Right.
it doesn't go well.
That's
I
really
just put
good.
it onto paper.
Excellent. Yeah,
Good
please,
for you, Max.
please email that to me, Max, whenever you have that ready. I will.
Oh
I will
yeah,
hang on
absolutely.
to Great. Do you want to share what Bruno's personal ambition is?
Oh yeah, my personal ambition is to go on a second date with Elvira.
Excellent.
I'm pretty confident we went on a first date and it counts. So I think we're definitely up to the second date. And I have a pretty sneaking suspicion the letter will not interfere with that at all.
Oh, wow.
Great. Does anybody else have an ambition to share at this time? Does Trebbiano or Indigo, have you come up with one yet, or are you still thinking about it?
I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So,
But we're depending on you for serious ambitions.
Yeah, right. Colleen and I have apparently decided just to go with this shtick for our ambitions pretty exclusively. So
Messed up Jane Austen love affair
the old world, yeah,
and vampires. That's what we have here at the bottom rung of the table.
So those things, basically, the things that actually gain the party levels, like becoming monster hunters, it sounds like the top row of players are responsible for that.
Yeah.
Bottom row, we got a lot of personal shit to work out first before we can.
Oh, jeez.
Listen, we are but simple men up here. Look, we just...
Common adventurer.
Oh, jeez.
Going where the road takes us.
Speaking of the road, when we ended last session, the party had been woken up at the crack of dawn. It's barely light out. Their good friend, Franz.
Can we do our intro?
Bauman. Oh, do our intro?
We did do our intro.
We did it.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did I zone out?
Yeah.
Did I zone out through the entire
Yes,
intro?
we did. Yes.
All right,
All
run it
announcements.
again.
You took a
Run it
micro
again.
nap
Let's
during
see,
that.
Yeah, let's see it again.
Let's see it again.
Yeah, I liked it the first time. I want to see it one more time.
No, I'm sorry.
You want me to do the drumming sound?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
I'm not
jeez.
going to say anything for like 10 minutes. I'm sorry.
right.
Keep going.
So, the party had been awoken very early at the crack of dawn by their friend Franz Bauman, who had dire news of having heard news that that a very prominent person in town was killed, and that rumors were circulating that possibly this group may have something to do with it. So he woke you up early in the morning, and the party quickly decided it would be wise to vamoose. And so made your way down to the docks. Seeing very little foot traffic at this early hour, apart from a few shopkeepers starting to open up bakeries and the like, and the odd fishermen making their way to their boats to head out onto the river. The shipping, really, the stevedores and the large barges are really barely starting to get things going at this point as the party arrives on the docks. The River Bogan stretches before you, and you can see it arrayed with many barges and many ships, and you can see that the dock is just starting to come to life, and so you think it's a very good time, actually, to catch a boat in whatever direction you would like, and in hopes of setting forth. I will mention in your player handouts folder in our shared drive, there is a new handout there that's just called Player Map, which I'll put on screen for our lovely viewers. This is just a map, just a nice hex map of the area of the empire that we are currently in. On the bottom left here, I've got it zoomed in a little bit. You guys have a much larger map to look at, so feel free to scroll around and take a peek at it. But we can see Bogenhofen here down in the bottom left, and the river Bogen heading on up to join with the Weissbruck Canal up by Weissbruck, kind of in the center of the map here. And as the Weissbruck Canal shoots up and to the right towards Altdorf, one could instead stay on the River Bogen, due north up to Karoberg, where the party has been before. I believe the party has visited Carroburg at least once. Spent a little bit of time there, not much. Downriver from Bogenhofen heads actually quickly leaves the Empire. So it seems unlikely that the party is headed in that direction. But
we'll see about that.
there are roads. There are certainly roads available as well if the party preferred road travel. But I'll let you guys take a look at it and make your plans.
So we also have the Orlok invited us to Ubersreich.
Kemperbad, actually, is where Orlok is.
Kemperbad, okay, Kemperbad. He did.
You were right that he did invite you. Okay. Indirectly. He invited Yeffy and her sexy friends.
That's
right.
Us,
Hey.
clearly. Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah. He did seem to know about the rogue brooders.
Oh, that's not... Is that the letter to Yeffy? No, that's not the letter to Yeffy.
No, it should be to Deborah.
Yeah,
It is kind of unfortunate that
It's not that one
Kemperbad
either.
is
No, I've been
kind
to
of on the way to Gristenwald.
That seems
You should
fortunate,
do it.
is what I think.
I'm not saying we should, but it is a distinct non-inconvenience.
I actually don't see Kemperbad. Where,
North of Gristenwald, if you follow the river up.
north
It's
of
at the fork.
Gristenwald. I see.
So I will zoom out the map for our friends at home.
So if we were to go by river, we have to kind of backtrack a little.
There's
Back to
Kemperbad all
Altdorf.
the way down there.
Back to
Man.
Altdorf.
Let's not go
Altdorf
back
does seem
there.
to be the...
Man, maybe we
Well, I don't
want
have to- Yeah, we have, like, the alternative of not going to Altdorf seems to be heading down the River Blut, if we go north of Bogenhofen, and then briefly crossing the Hager Cribs, which are mountains, which I do not like. But
That seems
Yeah.
profoundly dangerous.
I mean,
like really
look.
scary.
We're going to
Indigo's pretty beat
Gristenwald,
up.
right?
Yeah.
So
Seems like
rest
a
on the
good
boat, right?
And
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
'Cause, I mean, we
some
gotta get out of
long
here.
Some long, restful boat travel sounds pretty nice.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a good
yeah,
boat,
same.
right? Am I right, ladies? Come on.
Every
All the
time
boat
we've
rides
been
I've
on a
taken
boat,
have
it's
been
been
a
a
dream.
nightmare. So
That's actually a really good point. For you guys specifically, boating has
Yeah.
not gone very well, and I will give you that.
What are the odds we get attacked
Um,
on a boat trip a third time?
I like those odds.
That's a
Yeah,
good
I don't
point,
think it's
you
gonna
know,
happen.
yeah. You know, law of large numbers here. It's not going to happen again. I'm pretty sure that's how
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, I mean, why would we be attacked on a boat? It's not like we're part of some greater play for everyone's amusement called like Death on the Boat or something like that.
Well, one thing I feel strongly about is not going anywhere near the River Reich. I can't explain exactly why, but we definitely don't want to go there. If we can circumvent that completely, that I think would be great.
It's the best route.
The River Reich, of course, being the major river that runs from Altdorf to Kemperbad.
I mean, we could take, we could go right at the fork, take the River Teufel, and go all the way to Arswald, and then, like, really, I mean, I know a couple of guys are pretty good at driving stagecoaches, but I'd rather not.
That's
How long approximately
true.
is that ride in a coach? From Arswald to
From
Kemperbad?
Altdorf to Gristenwald? Oh, to Kemperbad.
No, to Kemperbad.
Excellent.
Seems long.
I think long is right. And at that point, you're still
From-
using the River Reich. Yeah, there's no point.
From where to Kemperbad was the question?
Iriswald? Aerswald? Sorry. There's a lot of vowels in that word.
It's mostly vowels.
Oh, Auerswald. Oh, yes, Auerswald.
Yes, of course. Forgive me.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
That's German for our walled.
So an hour. It takes an hour to get.
Yep, it's an hour from everything.
I actually really like that idea a lot.
Interesting.
But we're going to Grissenwald, right? That's the main. Because
I think we
got the
did come to
dwarves.
that conclusion as a group.
Or unless we want to go to Kemperbad to figure out why Orlok knew about the rogue brooders.
Well, Kemperbad is on the way to Grissenwald, is what we're saying.
I
we
see.
could
I
just
see.
drop
Okay, so
by.
stop off there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Many bird, one cage. As it goes,
Yeah, so
as they say.
I don't know why you guys are so afraid of the River Reich. I've never heard of death on it before. So like we should just take.
It's better than the
boat
Wildlands.
and to Kemperbad. Yeah.
Seconded.
I think
Let's do the boat.
we should just go and have a nice cruise, right?
It would be
Maybe
lovely.
go deck.
Shit out of it. It's right.
We have many cows to make sure we have a great voyage.
So, very quickly, in the bottom corner of your map, there is a scale. Roughly about 5 miles per hex is what we're looking at.
Okay.
A coach on a good road, a coach could make 30 miles in a day. So that'd be about 6 hexes for a coach. Kind of probably, a large barge or riverboat. Oh, I've got a menu going up there. Okay, a large barge or riverboat might only make 20 miles in a day. A sailing boat might go a bit faster if you had a sail on it. A small sailing craft might go as fast as a coach.
So, for people who would be traveling from like Grissenwald to Bogenhafen for the Schoppenfest, would they travel by river or by coach?
From Grissenwald to Grissenwald, which is way the heck down there by Kemperbad. It's hard to say, honestly. They're probably both. Some may go by way of Altdorf, may just do boat the whole way, go all the way up river to Altdorf and then back down to Bogenhafen. They might. Another option would be from Grissenwald to go down the River Grissen to Dunkelberg, and then take a coach across to Ubersreich, and then from there up to Bogenhafen.
Yeah, I have a related question. How much is a boat?
How much does it cost?
Yeah, a vessel that is faster than a barge. Hour. How much money do you have, Max?
I have as much as everyone else, minus that my share from that time you guys found.
No, that time you weren't there? Yeah. Interesting, yeah.
Minus that, I have an equal share. And frankly, I feel like I should have an equal share of that. My non-presence seems to have helped the mission succeed, so I did my job.
Because that will definitely become my personal ambition if it is even remotely feasible over the next,
to obtain a boat.
Yeah, that seems in line with Trebbiano's personal style anyway. So I think that'd be really cool.
I'm gonna try and find out, but I think the answer is gonna be quite expensive. Is the answer?
Like, is it in the thousands and the tens of thousands and the what degree?
Yeah,
I guess
that I don't know off the top of my head. So I gotta
okay,
find,
sorry, no problem.
I'm looking for it. So you guys continue your plotting, please, and I will get you a number.
I mean, regardless of the answer, we can still go by river, unlike a normal barge.
It seems like the safest thing is to just go by river the whole way. Just go back to Altdorf and go and take it in the opposite direction there.
Yeah, because nothing that's attacked us on the ships were actually in the river.
That's true.
Right? Which implies its safety. Because when we were attacked on the road...
We got off the boat.
Yeah, exactly. So that seems... Oh, gosh, are we actually doing the Orlok estate? Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
I still have my dress. Do you guys still have your dresses? Pick up some dresses
I
in
did have to
Altdorf.
get rid of my dress, unfortunately.
We should probably
Mine
pick
was
up some
covered in
dresses for you
blood.
fine gents.
Yeah. Ladies.
We don't know whether that was blood or jam.
I didn't check. So the only worry is, are we going to run into more of Indigo's, Castor's friends along the way?
I hallucinated that entire thing. That did not happen. None of that
It
happened. The
assuredly
resolution
happened.
didn't happen. The setup didn't happen. The first 13 episodes of the show are a blur and are irrelevant.
I recall bleeding out on the ground with somebody's also bleeding out head in my cradle in my arms, saved by my quick surgery.
Okay, no, that totally counts. I'm talking everything that has to do with Indigo's character.
Yeah, that
Because
happened in
we
Vice
trained him
Growth
up, we taught him how to walk like a man, we gave him nice shiny
a
clothes.
gentleman.
I
And
can
then-
still walk real nice, right?
Oh,
I still
no,
have those
you
shiny
definitely...
clothes.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
do, but to what end?
Let's
There
see
were
a
no
walk right now.
lawyers?
Give me a spin around
Yeah.
the docks. Yeah.
That's nice.
Fancy
That's
Indigo.
nice.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I practiced.
you
You
learn
guys
to-
aren't fucking-
There were people looking to kill him, and then
Yeah,
when they
not that
realized he
one.
wasn't dead, they realized he wasn't dead, even though he was. They tried to kill him again, and I murdered them. We murdered them. Indigo and I murdered them. And that's right, we
Yeah.
did it together.
Group effort. That time it was a group effort for you guys, yeah.
And we have that
Murder
crossbow.
is strong. It was self-defense, yeah.
Every single consequence seems to have fizzled into dust, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, we still don't know why they did the wiggle ear thing.
No, we don't. We don't know any of that. It's gone.
So why are you worried about bumping into them?
Cause we don't know if that was it.
We don't know. So if we bump into
You know
them,
what?
we
Fine.
figure out it wasn't it, and we deal
It's
with
probably
it.
gonna be fine. It's
Oh,
probably
man.
fine. God. Any news, Paul?
Yeah, so depends on the size of the boat. So a simple rowboat might cost you 100 carls, whereas a actual vessel to transport goods up and down the river, that would probably cost some thousands of carls. And like a significantly sized ship with like rigging and mast and sails would be tens of thousands of carls, you would think.
Great.
We're gonna have
problem.
to rip up a lot more rich dudes.
Fortunately,
could
we're
get-
going somewhere with a very rich dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten
Now I
a lot
have
of money
incentive.
from Warlock so far.
Have we?
Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember all
remember
those
time that-
jewels Yeffy ripped off the... Yeah, she was hawking that ship for like weeks. It was amazing.
yeah,
I remember.
we delivered an
another
empty box
store
for
I
like
was not part of.
200 carls.
No. You
That's
were there
true,
for
that's
that.
true. I didn't get
Um,
any of the money.
Yeah, okay, so I guess I'll pick a different personal ambition until then that I'll figure out once we start the ball rolling, but eventually I'm buying a boat. It's
Yeah.
going to happen.
Yeah, it depends on what you're looking for, really. So like if you remember
I don't need like a
the
galleon.
boat, but something that could take cargo. So you're looking for something
Something that could speedily take the 6 of us, some guests, not like a full shipment of cargo or like I don't need a cargo ship, but like not as small as a personal sailboat, but not as big as a galleon. You know.
Hey,
not a sloop.
We just raised
not
some
a
money.
skiff.
We just raised some money. I just want to call that
hey.
out.
Hey!
Wow.
Thank you, Dr.
Oh, from
Feinbottom.
Dr. Feinbottom and Associates.
Associates.
Aw.
Thank you so much.
This is maybe more on the Associates.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that Dr. Feinbottom gave what is it? What is it like? Like 6, or like all of his associates gave 6. Everyone else he gave 2.
Oh, Doctor.
So,
Okay, sorry. Didn't mean to. I saw the
No,
bar
that's
move.
great.
I got excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
another little
Associates. I hope that stays up there. It's really good.
Another little snaggle or whatever. The actual Castor Lieberung's estate was supposed to be in Ubersreich. His lawyers were here, but
That was a
the
scam
estate
to
was in
get
Ubersreich.
Castor assassinated by that guy with the crossbow.
Now that's true. That's true. But counterpoint.
That crossbow.
Well, first of all,
and
it didn't work. Second of all, the lawyers were fake, but the real Castor, the Castor is real. Like, we saw his corpse.
I saw his dead body.
So the
I saw a
estate-
lot of his dead
yeah.
body.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it.
Okay.
We all got an eyeful of that,
Don't.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That was weird.
But
Please continue, Bruno.
It's
Are you
really-
okay?
but
You seem to have a problem. Talking,
No,
is it because I talked
it's
about
fine.
Bruno's body naked?
it's
He wasn't
it's no,
naked.
we
He
all
had clothes
saw,
on, but I
we all
took
saw
them
the
off.
dead body naked. It was no problem. Why would
Yeah,
you do that?
well, he doesn't need them anymore.
So
I
Altdorf,
can't argue
right?
with that. Yeah.
We should.
Well,
And
so
you
we
guys kept on asking about
We
marks
really
and
should
stuff.
get out of here. But the
We
real-
should.
Are we still at Bogenhafen, by the way?
I'm assuming
Yes.
you're having this discussion in the early pre-dawn light as you look across the boats and try to figure out what you want to do.
Is our buddy here?
Your buddy?
Is Captain Yosef here?
No, nor do you see the bell anywhere docked nearby.
I hope
I
it
guess that
didn't
was
get
a couple-
destroyed permanently.
It was a couple days ago at this point.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
some days since you've seen him, so it's
Okay.
very possible that he just moved along. You're not sure.
All right, well let's just go to Altdorf by ship.
Yeah. So,
Right, or-
yeah, let's try to find. Indigo's going to try to find a captain who will be willing to take 4 passengers and a dog to Altdorf. And if they go as far as Grissenwald, or to go as far as Kemperbad, even better.
Okay, great. Roll me a fellowship test, please, Indigo, and you may use your gossip skill.
Oh,
Excellent.
it's so nice when talents are applicable. It feels so few and far between. It feels wonderful when it actually happens.
That's a 1.
A
So
1.
Oh,
Oh, a 6. Okay.
Excellent.
So you're not able to find anyone that's thinking or even talking about Grissenwald or Kemperbad. But getting a boat that is going to Altdorf is not difficult to find. You find one Bernhard Dampfer, master of the Maria Borger. He says, yes, the Maria Borger is headed up to Altdorf, but it is has quite a lot of cargo, so I must charge you dearly for it, I'm afraid. For 4 persons, I will charge you. Let us say. Let me make sure that I am expensive but not outlandish.
He's got this all figured out.
Yeah.
no, that is fine. Please take your time. It's not like we have to leave the city or anything. It's really okay. Take your time. It's fine.
I will charge you 20 corals a person.
What? I was about to use some serious profanity. For that is a profane charge. What is it? What? We can sneak on the boat and die for cheaper.
Well,
Can
there's
we go?
one
Can we-
step in there I'm less comfortable with. 20
I mean, we do have to-
I mean, I must
We
weigh
do.
the weight of your passengers against the extra cargo that I could carry.
They're people, not elephants. Jeepers.
Like, none of us
What
are
if we,
huge.
What
Ah,
if we
but
help
you-
you
I'm
unload?
half
when we-
size, in fact. Yeah.
You help with the labor? Could I could knock half off if you are willing to work.
Ooh.
Who is this?
I'm
Who is
willing to
this
work.
guy? I'm willing to work too,
Bernhard
but I'm not willing to
Dampfer.
do 10 Carls.
Okay. if it's by weight, I weigh half as much as a regular person, so probably that knocks another half
But
off.
you're a halfling, you eat twice as much. Balances each other out in terms of cost.
Gotcha. It's really good.
It's hard to argue with. It's hard, all right, you got me on that one.
Also, your friend rolled a 6 on his fellowship test, which is good.
Terrifying.
You don't know that.
He's a physician too. It's good to have
That's
a doctor
true.
on board.
Oh yeah, doctor. Well, I hope
That's
he's
true.
not needed, but we, I'm willing to negotiate prices for his services as needed.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
We should do this. We should take this. We got
Half off is fine. We really got to get out of here. Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I pay the man 10 Carls.
Excellent.
All
I also
right.
pay the men 10 Carls.
Okay.
We all pay 10 crowns.
Excellent. So you each pay your 10 Carls, and you get on board the Maria Borger. It's a small vessel, maybe half the size of the bell. Yeah. It doesn't. It's being manned currently just by Bernhardt and three crewmen. Rainer and Karl Dampfer and Hans Vollrath. They are they're loading it up and getting ready to pull off into the river immediately. They're headed up to Altdorf. They have some fine Bogenhofen wool to bring up from freshly shorn at the Schaffenfest. That's the livestock exchange. Yeah, nice wool. They'll be very happy to have this up in Altdorf, I'm sure. So, yep. So the boat is really packed to the gills. Like every spare space is holding crates of wool, of raw wool. They do clear off little spots for you to put your gear and to stretch out, but basically it looks like they've got sort of flat space on top over which they've pitched tents, sort of little tents on top of crates on top of a barge. It's pretty. It's not the best, honestly, for your 10 Carls. You would expect more.
It's fine. It's fact.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. Excellent. And they begin pulling off into the into the river. Excellent. So the first job that they give you actually is to move to the front of the boat. If you go to the front of the boat, my men will do the poling in the back, and you lot should stay up front and watch for rocks or other boats or hazards, please.
yeah.
You got
All
it,
right.
Captain.
It's no problem. Yeah.
Good. Okay. Great. So you move to the front.
I'll scramble up on Indigo's shoulders to do this. Here we go.
Excellent. Roll me an intelligence test.
I need dice for
Just
this
Bruno,
game, huh?
or
Anybody who's doing their best to look for rocks or oncoming vessel or other.
Sure.
I'm doing my best.
I will always do my best. That's a nat 20 for me.
Wow.
Hey.
Excellent. The way looks clear. There are some other boats moving about, but they are easily avoided. And you begin making your way upriver.
I got the old natural 1 on that. Not that anything could go wrong with.
Oh.
Bruno is of little help.
Story of my life.
Excellent. As you are going upriver, the going is a little slower. But Bernhardt thinks with a little luck, maybe in 3 days we stop at Weissbruck. But we won't tarry there. stop in Weisbruck, and then we take the canal up to Altdorf. Yeah,
Not
maybe
tarrying in Weisbruck is for the
maybe
best.
5 or 6 days we should be in Altdorf. Again, as long as the weather holds. So a day goes by of relaxing travel.
Yeah, Indigo, you should go rest and stuff, you know? Like, you don't look so hot.
Oh yeah, I'm in terrible, terrible pain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we should do surgeries for everybody.
Yeah, can you take a look at this, Bruno? There's no
Oh, yeah, what
physical
happened to you
damage. I got shot with a horrible, dark, magical bolt of energy.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
Let me
forgot
just-
that's how you got that injury. That's terrible.
Let me
Yeah,
just,
it does
let
feel
me just
pretty
steer.
horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks
Right here in my
looks like
Steer deeply into your eye. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me just stare deeply at your chest here. Yeah.
it looks
It'd be really
it looks like a burn to you, Bruno.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like. Are you sure you didn't just like nobody? He didn't poke you with his torch or anything?
Oh god, what if he can't heal him?
You mean did Tugin poke me with a torch from 12 feet away when I was on the second floor of a building and he was standing next to a horse? I don't think he poked me with a torch. I'm pretty sure
Right,
that
something
didn't
like
happen.
that.
You were there. You were next to me when this happened, Bruno.
Right, and I remember Tugin and some crazy stuff happened. I can't particularly recall the details.
What?
Probably not too scary. And here we are.
You want to just fix me up a little bit here, Doc?
No, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Let me just. There we go.
All right. So, Max's intelligence test, like a skill, you do get to add your level.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I cleverly did not take the skill surgery when I took my talent, but
You
I
do
can
have
dual
surgery, though.
wield. I do, yeah. It's just there was like a skill medicine that I could have taken, but now I can come at you with 2 surgery daggers to double the efficiency of the procedure.
Great.
That's 20 actually.
20 the hard way.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Excellent. Well, that is a success, and you will heal d6 plus 1 wounds to Indigo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Just a common burn, exactly what I expected, and
4.
There is a medicine skill. Look at that. That doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
All right.
Why do I have a medicine?
I think that
feels
just gives
way
a plus
better.
1 to the rolls. Great. Yeah.
I'll have to contemplate that. Okay.
Does anyone else need a little dual wielding surgery daggers?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Just myself
Hey, Matt,
then.
go
Huh?
ahead.
All right. Well, gonna take another literal stab at myself if that's possible.
Yep. You can. perform
Didn't go so
surgery on
great
yourself.
last time.
That's fine.
Oh wow.
Okay. What did hurt?
How'd it go?
Oh, because I used the Elven tonic to cure my critical wound, right?
Poultice, yeah.
Correct.
Well,
Now, you
okay,
do have a poultice, I believe, as well, right? You have
Yep.
a standard
Yeah.
poultice. Yeah, which will give you a bonus to the roll if you want to use that.
Does that only have a single usage?
Yes, it does, but it's actually not a terribly uncommon thing. You could buy more of these.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna use it since I'm doing self surgery.
Okay, great. You can get an extra +2 to your roll.
Probably has an expiration date too, so you gotta be careful about those poultices.
Okay, that was probably worth it. So that's a 16 total then.
Yep, you succeed as well. You may
Ah,
also
whew.
regain d6 plus 1 wounds.
It's much less
boy.
horrifying than the last time I attempted it. Okay, so I'm at 9 of 11 now. All right, whew. I feel like I'm getting better at this. Not that I didn't start off great, but
Wow. That's good to hear, buddy. I'm glad.
Yeah. Yeah, check out the stitching I did on my own leg.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, Yeffy, you want a
Yeah.
little... You kind of got a
What?
surgery day going on, so you want a little...
No, I don't want it. No, I don't need it. I don't need it. Why would I want it? I don't need it. You just
corrective?
get that away from me. Just take your
Preliminary?
wielding
Do it kind of...
preliminary. You just want to do a checkup?
Yeah,
Is that what you're
surgery
saying?
checkup. Yeah.
Surgery checkup.
Yeah.
For what? For like on a weird day that I get stabbed in the face or something? Like, what is this? Bruno, you don't have to check. Do it make you feel better? Is that what you're saying? Get away from me. You don't need to check me up. Go
Okay,
check
no, it's your
yourself.
call. I did check myself, and look how great it went.
Ooh.
Look at this leg.
not wrecked
This used
at
to be
all.
completely... Yeah. I mean, I didn't hurt myself more like last time, so it's a net improvement.
I'm
Right,
glad you're getting better.
I just want to call out many thanks to Manon and Team Trebbiano for donations
Ooh, all right.
to our charity. Thank you so much.
Praise
Team
Madonna.
Tribbiano's probably my parents.
Praise Manon, yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you. so
Manon
much
was
for
not
your
my
generous-
parents.
That's great. That's great.
I have a
So
feeling I know who it is.
day goes by. Bruno attends to wounds as needed. You keep an eye ahead of you. Everything goes fine. You spend an evening in the just stretched out on top of kind of fairly uncomfortable stacks of crates with a thin canvas tent over you. Fortunately, it doesn't rain tonight. Does not rain.
Yeah. Got patches.
Oh, patches! Yes, patches.
Wow.
Forgot we had a dog.
Yes, it's the problem.
I
With
don't.
pets in an RPG. Always forget.
Yeah.
Okay. Patches.
Just listen for my dog walking across the floor. And it'll remind you. Click, 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 click.
Excellent. So, day goes by. In the next morning, Bernhardt comes to your group and he says, "We should rotate duties so that everyone gets a rest. Perhaps you two." And he looks at Indigo and Trebbiano. Perhaps you two could take a turn at the polls, and we could move.
Sure.
Could have Rainer and Carl stay up front with these two to watch for things.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
go.
I'll hold the ship.
Great.
Enjoy your
Time
polls.
for Poland.
Indigo and Trebbiano both roll me strength checks, and Yeffy and Bruno both give me intelligence checks, please, for your second day of
You know,
labor.
there's a really good mini game in Golden Sun where you have to assign different rowers to each side of the ship, and you unlock a special place if you assign very, very beefy dudes to one side of the ship and very, very weak, frail dudes to the like children to the other side of the ship. And that's kind of what I think is going on right now. Like Indigo on one side pulling like a man and Trebbiano like barely managed. I rolled a 4
Wow.
is why I said that. Actually, no.
I rolled a
I rolled a lie. 3.
I rolled a
Three.
10.
Rolled a 10.
So I didn't do much better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's slow going. It's slow going. How did Bruno and Yeffy do?
I got a 17.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
Oh my
God.
Bottom row,
Wow.
killing it.
Bruno and
Yeah.
Yeffy, late in the morning, you both spot something floating towards you in the river. You can see just something small bobbing in the water there. You look towards it. Let's see if the other two notice it really quickly. Oh. Yeah, Reiner. You point it out, and Reiner says, "Oh, yeah, what is that? What is that?" And he shields his eyes. And the three of you all kind of come to the same conclusion at the same time. It looks like a body. Looks like, and you guys both got. Did you both get 18 and 19? Is that what you got?
18, 17.
18 and 17. Okay.
Yeah. It's just
as
like
it
that
starts-
time we threw that guy over the river. that one
Yeah,
time.
as it drifts closer towards the boat, and is now maybe a dozen yards away, you can see clearly jutting out of, like, it's kind of, floating face down, just its back protruding up into the water, and you can see sprouted out of its back a couple crossbow bolts.
Oh, I thought you were going to say horns, which would have frightened me a lot more. Ugh.
Oh, that's not natural.
What should we
Reiner-
do, Captain? Should we haul him over the...
Reiner turns to Carl and says, Go and fetch the hook. So runs over and he comes back with a big pole with a hook on the end.
the hook?
And they start to try and fish the body out of the water.
Can't we have one river ride without a dead body?
There's a dead body.
Yeah, in the water.
In the water. It's got all these bolts on it. It's super weird. That's strange.
How dare this body pollute the waters of this river?
Gross.
So I assume
Yeah,
everybody
they're
gathers
full of
around
fire.
the front to watch as Reiner and Carl haul
sure.
the body up. And you can see it is definitely a human male, looks just completely sodden and also dark stained with blood. Several crossbow bolts sticking out of its back. You hoist it up.
Do we recognize him?
You do not.
Okay.
Not
That's
anyone you've ever seen
probably a
before.
good thing.
What are you all doing?
How is the body dressed?
Fairly similar to Reiner and Carl.
Okay.
Okay. Does this kind of thing happen often, Captain?
No, it happens. No, it's not. It's not common, but it's it's a dangerous place.
Yeah.
It's the Empire.
What do we do?
Well, look at his pockets for change, of course.
Okay. That's allowed. Okay, great.
I'll take the crossbow bolts out of his back.
You take the crossbow bolts out, Christian?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they look good. They're not warped at all. You're able to pull them out of his back. They look fine. They're serviceable. There are 3 of them.
Hey, Treviano, put these with the rest.
Uh-huh.
I'll look him over for any, strange marks or pocket change.
Or pocket change.
And
Yeah. So you and Carl and Reiner are all eager to find any loose change that might be on the corpse. You don't find any strange marks or anything like that. But also the pockets are in fact already turned out.
Oh, gross. Someone just robbed this man and shot him up.
Huh.
Right, Bruno? Like, that's how he died, right? Just crossbow bolts. No other way he could have died, right? Bruno.
Well, that seems pretty obvious, but I guess I can. I'll do
That's why we're both surgeons, right? Obvious facts.
Oh, very good.
All right. Well, now I'm going to find an unobvious fact.
Oh, she's suave. She's suave, guys. She's suave now.
Go ahead and make the
I do,
intelligence check there. Give me a surgery check, Bruno, with your level if you want to examine the body.
Fueled by petty bitterness. 11.
11. I mean, you're pretty sure you're not seeing any wounds on it besides the crossbow bolts. So you're pretty sure that must be what killed him. You're also noticing that you figure the corpse is pretty fresh. You notice it's not bloated at all from being in the river. So it couldn't have been in there very long.
Well, I'm not going to rule out slow-acting poison that could have killed him just before he got shot with crossbow bolts, but it does look like the crossbow bolts killed him recently. Like can I tell within like the last day, or is that
If he had been in the river for a day, you would expect the corpse to be pretty bloated from soaking
Okay,
up
but
all
it
that
doesn't
water.
look like. Okay.
Does not look like that.
And we're probably heading right towards wherever he was killed. So we might want to keep our eyes out.
Oh, ruffians, brigands.
Bring it.
Anyone with a
Right.
crossbow,
Bring
really.
it.
Or he stole away on a ship and they caught him and this is what they did to him. I mean, that could be an option. It could happen. Sometimes that
It's
happens.
completely possible. You
At this point, Reiner says, perhaps it came from there," and he's pointing straight ahead.
Oh, what is he pointing at?
oh, what is he
You look
pointing at?
up and you can see that there is a boat floating in
None
the,
of us
in the
looked
middle
up.
of the river. I was waiting to hear somebody tell me that they were.
There's a
standing
whole
there
dead body
looking.
right
Worst
there, Tiana.
game.
Yeah, we're-
Go then.
You can see you see a boat which appears to be adrift. You don't see any people moving about it. It looks like a sort of standard river barge, similar in size and fit to the Bell, so a little bit bigger than the boat you're on right now.
But it's not the bell, right?
Give me an intelligence test. See if you can make out the side
Oh, I-
or any
well.
recognizable.
13.
You do not. It does not. You think it is not the Bell. You can't see the side, so you can't see the name painted on it. But it doesn't look quite right. Not quite the same silhouette as the Bell.
Okay.
Oh,
Ghost
let's
ship.
check that out.
I don't want to get caught up in some kind of murder mystery here.
We won't get caught up.
I trust Indigo implicitly.
The
We'll be fine.
least likely. Yeah. Can we hook ourselves onto that boat? Is there some way? Can we do a boarding maneuver?
Yeah. You can do that. You could. There, in fact, there's. There are boat hooks. You just saw Reiner use one to pull up the corpse.
Oh, great.
Presently.
If any taller members of the ship wanna.
Oh yeah, let's. I mean, Captain, should we check that out?
Yeah, why not? Looks interesting.
All right.
Let's find out.
We start pulling the boat over to the other boat.
Okay, start pulling the boat towards the other boat. So you pushing over, and Bruno, you get out a hook to try and hook it as it comes by.
Oh no! Someone much taller than me should be doing that. I'm continuing my job as lookout to make sure there's no one wielding a crossbow maniac on the
Great.
opposite boat.
Roll me an intelligence test, please, Bruno.
18.
Okay, great. So you got Carl and Reiner on either side of you, holding boat hooks, ready to pull in the boat. You're scanning along, and you notice a couple corpses. You see one bobbing in the water near the boat, and you see two more on the deck of the boat itself.
Oh, we got a real massacre here.
Oh.
Do they have bolts sticking out of them that I can see?
One of them on the actually the one floating in the water. You think you see a crossbow bolt sticking out of it, but you don't see that of the two on the deck.
Okay.
And the boat you're rapidly coming up, and Carl and Reiner reach out with their boat hooks.
Be careful.
Oh, we got this. Carl hooks it, and Reiner
last
misses
word.
completely, and it starts scraping along. And he grabs on, and he starts hauling on it. Oh no! Help! Grab on! Pull!
I'll grab on. Yeah, great.
Anybody grabbing on? Roll me a strength test.
All right, here we go. Come on, baby boy. Strength. Yeah, it's another. It's a
I
2
got it
again.
at
It's a
18
2.
again. Yeah, let me just. Yeah.
Bruno, like a tiny anchor, grabs on
Great.
to Carl's leg, And the two of you heave, and he's hooked it like basically on the back end of the boat, and so the whole length of the boat swivels slowly, so that the two boats end up end to end, sort of butted up against side to side to each other, with the front end adjacent to the back end of the opposite boat. And you can see, again, similar to the Bell. Let's see, this boat. Yeah, it seems to have seems to be a large barge, right? It's got a small enclosed cabin towards the back of it. The front is flat, and you don't see. There's actually fairly the top deck here seems to be pretty empty. It does look like there's a big open hole in the center. You presume that normally that would be like covered up with canvas or something, and that's how you would get down into the hole to put your cargo. But right now it's just completely open. And on the deck there, you can see the two corpses laying out on the deck.
Indigo will hop across.
And Carl and Reiner start to try and tie some rope around the railings between the two boats to kind of lash them together to prevent them from drifting apart. Sorry, Christian, what did you say?
Once it's sort of lashed, the boats are lashed together, Indigo's going to hop across to the other boat.
Okay, great. Anybody else doing anything?
I'll also
Yeah.
hop across.
Yep,
Yeah,
let's go.
All four of you, it sounds like. All four of you hop the rail
Yep.
and head over onto the
Hop time.
other side of the boat. Okay, great. Everybody roll me an intelligence test, please.
21.
Intelligence.
21.
Indigo's got that big brain.
Critical fail.
Critical.
A fail of the highest caliber, thank you.
Excellent. Bruno and Yeffy?
Oh, I had a 2.
17.
2 and a 17. Excellent.
Triviana, we could take this boat and we can make it into our raft boat.
I've been
Isn't that
looking
a
for
great
I've
idea?
been looking for a ship. This could be our ship.
This could be our
see
ship
no
right
downside.
here. Yeah, no downside.
Trebbiano and Yeffy Shipping Company. I can carve it into the side. I can write.
I
Figure out
can't
how to
call it
spell your
that.
name.
Yeah,
Good
come
to
up
be
with marketing material.
Bruno and Indigo, as everybody, as all of you hop across, you're sort of scanning around, looking at the boat, and having these thoughts of what you might do with your new gained goods. Bruno, your eye is caught by the cabin towards the back of the boat. You notice that there is a small hatch that leads back into this cabin that's built above the backside. The door swings a little bit and knocks. Clearly, it's not latched shut, and you think maybe there might be something else beyond just the door itself clacking around. As your mercenary training kicks in, and you kind of make the motion to Indigo to point at silently point at the back cabin. Indigo, you hear the noise of a hoot, like an owl, a hoo hoo hoo, and your head swings around immediately because you realize it's daytime and there shouldn't be any owls about, and you quickly scan the sky. And you see a figure up in the air, big wings spread out, and you can see, though, that it looks like it has the body of a man, but big flapping wings, and it's holding a spear, and it is rapidly diving in your direction.
Whoa!
So,
That is metal.
Oh, hello.
Okay, let's. And a
Indigo,
friend for us, yes?
21 you rolled, Indigo, so I'm gonna give you, what is your gut reaction to seeing that sight?
It's diving down on top of us. So, I mean, I would point at it, right? Shout demon, and then, like, I don't have, like, a spear. Is there a boat hook nearby?
Okay, so you're gonna scan around looking for a boat hook
Yeah,
or some
something
kind of
that looks
pole
like a
or
spear,
something.
so I can get it.
Okay, go ahead and roll me another intelligence check as you scan around looking for something to fend it off with.
6.
6. There is nothing like that anywhere around you, and now it is diving down towards you. And I will ask the group to roll initiative, please.
Not me today.
I have a 5 here.
Who's beating that 5? Max is.
I'm not beating that 5.
Oh, Max, are
Everyone
you
knows
on
I'm
it?
not beating that 5.
Oh no, you can do it. All right.
Well, last time I rolled
All
a 1, remember?
Oh
No,
yeah,
after
you gotta
you.
make up for that then. Yeah.
I rolled a 3.
Well, it was better than the one.
Better than the 1.
Excellent. Indigo, you scan around looking for something. You're looking around. There's nothing anywhere within handy reach. You look up just as this man, clearly a man, with normal sort of imperial clothing, longish hair fluttering behind it, big bat-like wings, and a spear.
Ooh.
And it comes jabbing its spear down at you as it dives down onto the to land on the deck.
Kind of cool.
Oh, and it's only rolled a 3. So you manage to jump to the side just in time as it jams the point of the spear into the deck itself. Let's start with you, and we'll go counterclockwise around from Indigo to Yeffy, Bruno, Trebbiano. So Indigo, what are you doing?
I stab it.
Pull out your sword.
My sword. I pull out my sword and I stab it. Ah! With my new weapon skill of +4.
Ooh.
I have rolled a 19.
That is a hit. That is a hit.
Ooh.
And I have dealt 7 points of damage.
You
Oh, wow.
viciously cut across the man's chest, leaving a huge bloody gash across its chest, and it screams in pain, sounding very normal and human-like to you. Yeffy, what are you doing?
Is there any place to crouch and hide from this thing?
You could hide sort of against the railing, or you could make your way over to the. You could jump down into the hatch, or you could make your way into the cabin, the built-up cabin on the back. There seems to be an opening there.
It's okay.
Or you could jump back over the railing onto your own boat, onto the Maria.
Maria Borger.
You know what? I'm thinking maybe I'm just gonna try to jump on its back and stab it.
Okay, great.
It's attacking my friend, so
Solid
if
plan.
it's if you're like, get off of him, Birdman!
Give me an attack roll, Yeffy, and I will say it's been dealt such a vicious blow and is so focused on the obvious warrior Indigo that we'll count this immediately.
Obvious warrior.
A backstab.
I really love that, actually.
So
Wow.
you will get a +4 to hit, Yeffy. Go ahead and make your roll.
To hit is a +4.
Yeah. Yes.
17, 20.
That is a
Modified.
hit. Yeah, you can see it's wearing clearly a heavy leather jerkin, which should provide a little bit of armor, but nonetheless, you leap onto its back and jam your what do you got? A dagger?
I have daggers. Yeah.
Jam your dagger into its back. Go ahead and roll me your backstab damage.
And I just haven't done that in such a long time. It's like just 2d4. Right? I'm sorry. I know. I only have it written down, and I don't. I suck.
It never comes up, yeah.
Double damage when attacking from unseen increases to triple at level 6. Yep.
That's 2 and 4. That's 6. 6.
6 points of damage as you jam your dagger into it. Yeffy leaps up onto its back, jamming the dagger right in between the bat wings, right into the small of its back, and it crumples under Yeffy's weight, landing in a heap on the ground, spilling blood across the floor of the deck of the boat here. Yeffy kind of landing in a crouch on top of the creature, right in front of Indigo. Bruno, what are you doing?
Oh,
Nice. Now I'll loot it like we did last time you killed something.
It scared me.
You know,
It was attacking our friend.
actually, sure. It was a horrible mutant. Actually, I'm gonna run into the cabin.
Okay, great. You're rushing over to the cabin. Push open the door. Roll me intelligence test, please.
10.
10. Okay. Great. So you go rushing into the cabin. Are you looking for something? Are you just there to loot?
Well, so I thought I saw something moving there, so I'm.
So you're looking for the movement.
See if there's. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So glancing around, looking around as you bust in, you can see that there are in fact 2 people in here.
Oh, God.
They.
That's not what I expected.
These are not bird people.
We don't know yet. They might be worse.
That's fair.
Nope, it's not that. It's not that.
they're birds with human arms instead of men with bird wings.
This is taking me too long. I'm gonna roll for it. Okay, gonna just randomly roll it. Just gonna randomly roll it. The book's taking too much dense text here. Okay, so you can see two men, similarly dressed again to all of these sort of general boatmen that you've seen. One though is covered in patchy bits of feather all over its body, whereas the other one, you notice, seems to its skin seems to shimmer and reflect the light.
Mutants.
And they both raise clubs. They both raise clubs ready to smack you in the head.
Mutants.
Do you want to take a swing or try to run away or just stand there shouting mutants?
Oh, I'll definitely take a swing.
Okay, at which one?
I'm gonna go with the shimmering one. I'm afraid he's gonna turn invisible.
Okay, great. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh. Wait, I might have succeeded at that one. 16?
16. Yeah. That only brings me to 5. Yep. It does. You smack into him, and there's a loud metallic clang, like you've smacked into a gong.
Mutant.
But it does seem to hurt it, but not as much as you were expecting. Go ahead and roll damage.
For 2 points of damage.
What are you swinging here?
I have my dagger.
Okay, yeah. So you scrape your dagger against it, and it makes this screeching noise, and sparks shoot up where you drag your dagger against its skin.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna use my offhand dagger to parry.
Okay, great.
You have two-weapon
Yes, with your
fighting
new 2-weapon fighting skill.
Yeah.
You're prepared to parry. Treviano, what
Not
would you
just
like
for
to do?
doing double time surgery.
I guess I smack it with my anchor. Bludgeoning damage where it's already injured.
What is it? Are you referring to
The one that-
the winged one that is slumped on the ground that Yeffy is on top of?
Ah!
Or are you
Yeah,
rushing
okay,
over
sure.
to
Yeah,
the
actually, I was going to do the other one, but definitely the one with Yeppy. Yeah, that
Well,
one.
the other two are in the cabin with Bruno.
Well, does Yeffy...
Alone.
Okay. Does Yeffy, seem like she's got it, though?
Yeffy's...
Good, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go in the
Yeah.
cabin
Okay, so you go rushing
As
into
it
the
turns
cabin
out.
where you heard Bruno, and you hear Bruno shouting, "Mutants! Mutants!" And you rush in,
Yeah.
and you can see Bruno here facing off against two men, one with patchy feathers all over its body, and the other one with a shimmering metallic-looking skin.
They both have heads.
They both have heads. They both, yes.
I
they
will
both
aim
look
for
like-
one of those.
Excellent. The metallic one or the feathery one?
The feathery one. Seems
Very
like I have a
good.
better bet there.
How'd you do?
My attack roll is a 19.
That is a hit.
That is a hit.
Nice.
Exceptional.
Somewhere.
Blunt
We're gonna
damage
stop rolling.
D4. I think blunt damage is D4.
I
Small
thought I gave
weapon.
you a D6 for your. Is it? I think it's just a hand weapon, right? I think I ruled out
Yeah,
a
it's
hand
a hand weapon.
Yeah, so that'll be a D6.
Oh, lovely. That's a 6.
Okay. You bash
Get
in the
thunked.
head of this feather covered man. Just cave in the side of his head. Blood gushes everywhere, and he just slumps into a heap at your or in front of you. Meanwhile, back out on the boat, Yeffy has jammed the dagger into the back of this creature. Its bat wings have folded over. It's clearly not moving. Indigo, you step over to look at it, and Yeffy, as Indigo looks down at this thing, and you look up at him, maddened eyes, blood dripping from your dagger. You see from behind him, over the railing of the boat, you see a tentacle reaching up over and towards Indigo.
What?
Oh, very bad. Oh,
Indigo,
very bad.
What's your armor class, Indigo?
4?
The danger never came from the river, stupid Trebbiano. The worst
Indigo.
man ever. I'm sorry.
Please make me a strength test. As a
Yeah, you got it.
rubbery tentacle starts to wrap around your body.
That's a natural 1.
A natural
Whoa,
one. Excellent.
no.
Excellent.
No.
You are completely entangled as the tentacle wraps around you and starts to drag you over the side of the boat towards the water.
My God.
Oh, no.
They can't take him. He's our good one. We've got to rally.
Right? Right?
Uh,
Anyone would him.
okay.
Anyone.
Make me an agility test, please, Indigo.
You got it.
I think it's your turn here. Make me an agility
That one's a
test.
17.
Okay, so
Okay.
you manage to grab with one free hand the railing as you're pulled over the side, and you're hanging onto the railing, and you look over the side, and you can see floating in the water there, what you believed previously to be a corpse, is in fact not a corpse. It's just a person, except that instead of arms, he has these long black tentacles, and he's reached one up, and he's trying to pull you down into the water, and you've managed to grab onto the railing, and he's heaving at you. What would you like to do?
Oh. I want to try to cut the tentacle off that's got me
Okay.
with my
Make me an-
sword.
Make me an attack roll with your sword.
Freaking mutants.
And I don't know when I have to declare this, but this is gonna be a strike to stun. And then,
Okay, yeah, it's instead of damage.
attack.
Instead of damage. So
Okay.
you can wait to see if you hit before you declare strike to stun.
it's another natural 1.
Oh my god.
Your sword clangs against the side of the boat uselessly. You can't seem to such an odd angle, and you're like hanging on, and you're kind of wrapped up in the tentacle, and you're just not able to get your sword to bear. Yeffy, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to also attack that tentacle to get Indigo free.
So the tentacle's wrapped around Indigo on the outside of the boat, so you could have to like lean over the railing and try to like stab down with your dagger, which is quite awkward. But you could try.
Okay.
But I'm going to give it a little bit of cover bonus here, as it's got a boat between you and it.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead and make an
Makes
attack
sense.
roll.
I'm a shorty. So, you know.
I can't swim.
Oh, he can't! He can't swim! None of us can swim!
I rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Get
Oh my
out
god!
You
town.
just throw your dagger right into the river. Plunk.
This is terrible.
Bruno, what are you doing?
What did you say about like a nice, low-key, relaxing session, Paul? That was a
thought it was
lie.
gonna
You were
be.
a filthy liar.
I'm feeling low-key, yeah. So, I don't want to... Well, so the shimmering mutant should have had a turn, too.
Oh shit!
Not
You're
the-
absolutely right. Yeah.
Not to
Yeah.
mess with us, but...
Way to go,
Oh,
Max.
Yeah,
that's
no.
true.
Yeah, sorry,
Thank you.
sorry.
Thank you for calling that out. Okay, let's see. Excellent.
Shimmery
It attempts to bash Bruno's head in with its club.
Yeah, all I'm going to do is my own death.
Bruno, what's your armor class?
It is not... Oh, higher or lower is better?
Lower is better.
Lower, so it would be 7 with the dagger out.
Oh, right, because so in fact he comes
With the parry.
swinging down with his club, ready to bash you in the head, and because of the dagger, you turn it aside and get the dagger up there in the way and parry the
That's
blow.
awesome.
What do you do?
That's awesome.
Whoa! Strike a real swashbuckler pose. I guess I got to deal with this first. I'll stab him again
Okay.
for 5.
No, that is a miss.
All right, I'm gonna stab him with the second dagger then.
Okay, giving up your parry, ready to hoping,
I'm
hoping
going
for
with
the.
the
Yep.
rapid
ahead, Shimmy.
strikes here. 14.
Scrapes uselessly across his metal skin.
He's not going invisible at all. He's heavily armored.
Exactly.
Mutants.
Treviano, what are you doing?
I attempt to scream really loudly, empowered by the bloodlust of having felled his friend next to him before I try to smack him, intimidate him a little bit before I give him a good old smackaroo in the head.
Roll me a fellowship test.
Fellowship.
Don't you know spells now, Treviano? Don't you know magic?
How'd you do on the
Fellowship was a 16.
16. Okay, yeah, he looks up in fright as you come swinging at him. Go ahead and make me an attack, and I'll give you extra +2 on your attack.
Nice.
Reasonably off put by the.
Yeah, that'll help. That'll get me to 8.
You just got AC 12.
Okay, so you scream and shout at him. He looks up, startled. You come swinging your anchor at him, still caked in the blood of the feathered mutant, swinging it around your head. And he actually kind of steps back more into the cabin, and you kind of push forward, snarling at him and menacing him. And you've kind of pushed him back further into the cabin and a little bit away from Bruno and the door.
What a weenie.
He jabs at you with his club. Uselessly though. Clearly, somewhat intimidated by your terrible presence and how quickly you dispatched his companion. Meanwhile, outside, Indigo.
No!
Okay, Indigo, you are going to have to make me a strength test as it tries to pull you from the railing.
Yeah. A test
Look at it
or a
strength.
saving throw?
A test, because this is an opposed test
Alright.
against his strength.
I got a 16.
Okay.
You beat him by 1.
Man.
Your fingers barely grabbing hold onto the railing. Like one finger goes and then another one goes, and you're like just barely holding on, and your arm shakes as his full weight tries to pull you down into the water, and you can see him moving around there in the water. Although he wears clothing typical of this era. You think you can see a doublet, in fact, that is just completely sodden. He seems to move around in the water incredibly easily, as he's splashing around, and got this long black tentacle reached up around you to try and pull you down into the drink. What do you do?
Yeah. I want to try to pull the tentacle off. I'm gonna throw my sword onto the deck of the boat and try to like wrangle the tentacle off of me.
Roll me an agility test. Let's see if your sword gets up onto the deck.
13.
Okay, yeah, you kind of clumsily huck the sword up onto the deck. Yeffy, you see Indigo's sword come clattering onto the deck, and then Indigo, with your free hand, you're trying to do just yank the tentacle off.
Yeah, just free myself if I can.
Just with pure brute strength.
Yeah, lots
Excellent.
of kicking.
Roll me a strength test. Let's see if you can. See.
19.
Okay. Yes. So with the arm free, you manage to just grab onto the tentacle, dig your fingers in, and just heave it off and fling it off of your body. And then you start to, and then you get your both hands, and Yeffy, you see the other hand come across the railing, and you can see Indigo's head peering up, and as he tries to start to pull himself on board. What do you do, Yeffy?
I'll help him up. I'll help him get up on over the
you
railing.
grab onto Indigo and you pull him up, and now he's most of the way onto the deck, and just his feet are kicking off the side. Bruno, what are you doing?
Man alive.
I'm gonna keep going at this thing while it's distracted by Trebbiano.
Okay.
Fair enough.
True.
No, 9.
Again, it manages to fend you off, holding its club
All right,
defensively in front
I'm gonna
of
stab it with the second dagger. Gotta
Okay.
two-fist it.
Go for it.
14 again.
Again. This time you manage to get under his defenses and scrape your dagger across his metal skin, which seems to
Just
defend
turn
him.
invisible.
I wish I could.
Fuck! Ooh, wait, I'm trying to demonize it here. I don't want to hear any human words.
Trebbiano, you're up. What are you doing?
Smack.
Yeah, give me an attack.
Won the hard way.
Won the hard way.
We're the two worst fighters ran into fight.
The two of you kind of backed him into a corner. You can see that the back part of this boat is just a small cabin. It's got a bunk and a desk and some odds and ends, and you've just kind of shoved him all the way back into the corner. The windows are small portholes at best, so there's really nowhere for him to go. He lashes out venomously at Bruno, feeling you the easier target. Oh, there you go. That's a 17. So he hit you, smacks you with his club for 5 points of damage.
Oh,
Actually, gives you a good wallop across the top of your head, and you can feel a big welt forming up there.
my brain.
Meanwhile, outside, Indigo, you hear a very loud splash below you, and don't see any signs of tentacles coming up. What do you do?
I finished pulling myself up on the boat.
Yeah, you're most of the way onto the deck anyway. Just your feet were kicking over the edge. You roll onto the deck.
I'll pick up my sword and I want to shout to the sailors on the Maria Borger, and I'll shout, "Watch out! There's one of them in the water!" And then I'll go to where I assume Bruno is.
So looking as you look over to the Maria, and to give that shout, you don't see any sign of any sailors. You're not sure where they've gone. And then you go running over to the cabin in time to see. You get to the doorway and you peer in, and you can see Trebbiano and Bruno have cornered someone and are fighting away. Yeffy, what do you do?
But when you say you don't see any sailors, is the boat still there?
It is. You want to roll me an intelligence? You could, if you want to use your action to sort of scan around, I'll give you a test to sort of figure out what's going on over there.
Yeah, when you say, "Oh no," did they just are they trying to murder us, or did they just sail away? That's an 11.
Okay. You see a little bit of movement here and there, and your evaluation is that the cowards are hiding.
Wow.
Oh, smart guys, smart guys. Okay.
Did you want to do anything else? You stay in here.
Oh, she'll just kind of rub the grease and water stuff off of her stuff and grab an Indigo, and she'll chase after Indigo.
Okay. So you've also reached to the doorway into the cabin where Indigo is. Bruno.
So Indigo and Yeffy have both run in sort of to the room.
They're not in the room yet. They are at the door. They're on the deck, just at the doorway into the cabin. So that's only like 10 feet away from you.
Okay, I just shout at him, "Surrender! You're cornered, mutant!"
Yeah, true.
Excellent.
Give up.
Trebbiano, what are you doing?
So let's give this one more shot, boys. Smack him. It's a 7.
So you swing your anchor.
You're...
He ducks under it, and he looks at you, Bruno, and he says, "I'm a dead man either way." And he swings his club at you.
Oh,
and you
Not
jump
necessarily...
back just in time as it whooshes in front of you. Indigo, what do you
Awesome.
do?
I want to get in there and hit this guy.
Okay, you can rush in and give it a swing with your sword.
good luck. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Wow, you jinxed me, Max. That's an 8.
I'm telling you.
8. Yeah, the three of you now have surrounded this guy back in the corner. You swing your sword, and you get a little bit of a clatter against his metal skin. Yeffy, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's a thing to look at.
Yeah, in fact, there's a feathery corpse lying on the ground here, and you can see your 3 friends fighting a metal-skinned man in the back.
I guess Jeffy will. She has no dagger. She just has her thrown dagger, so she will try to throw her dagger, the thrown dagger, at the metal skinned guy.
Okay,
See how pathetic that is.
go ahead, give me a ballistic skill test for that.
16?
Unfortunately, you aim it really well, and it goes right at his temple, and it just dings off of his temple with a little spark, and clatters off. Seems to be unaffected by it. Bruno, what are you doing?
How many hit points do I have left here? All right, screw it. I stab at him again. Fine then, death it is. Easy. 18. 18.
That's a hit. Give me some damage.
3 points of damage.
Okay. You jam your dagger into him and are relieved to see it coming away bloodied, although the point of it is vastly dulled from how it was before.
It's just for
Trebbiano, what do
surgery.
you do?
It's no big deal, yeah. Well, I'm going to hit him again. I'm gonna hit him
Oh,
with my
sorry,
second
Bruno.
dagger,
Yeah, go for it.
Ole.
that's a 2, so no.
Yeah, no. You scrape the other one across a table. Trebbiano, what are you doing?
Try again.
Excellent. Swing the heavy anchor around on its
Freaking guys
chain.
unstoppable.
Its rope. What is your anchor attached to?
It's just a long.
It's just the anchor.
It's
just a piece
the
of metal.
anchor.
Just a big hunk of metal.
Big hunk of metal,
Yep.
which is what Trebbio is. Yeah, it's a 19.
That is a hit.
Hey.
That is a hit.
Thank God. Okay, here we go. 5.
Excellent. And with that, with a heavy thud, you whack him hard in the head. What would normally completely cave someone's skull actually makes a huge dent in his head, and he drops to the ground heavily.
Yes.
Blunt force
Ooh.
Trebbiano.
So who is that guy?
Terrible music.
Clearly not
No.
a servant of Manan.
Were they just robbing this boat? There's a tentacle guy out there in the river.
Who is there?
Mutants.
He's polluting the realm of Manan. We must kill him immediately. I run out there with the crossbow. I have a crossbow! I hate my life. Yeah,
Corviano,
let's
you
go.
you run out with the crossbow. You've got it up. You scan the water, and you see no sign of any other people
Crap.
about.
Is he invisible?
No, we must have ran away. Or swam away, I guess.
Were they just laying in wait for us? Or for another ship?
For another ship.
This is our ship now, yes?
Finders keepers.
I guess. Let's
What
make
else
sure
is
it's
in
not
this-
still full of mutants.
Oh, that's a
What
good
else is in
idea,
this
yeah.
cabin?
Let's go below deck. Maybe we talk to the captain first and then we go below deck?
But that guy freaking ran away. This is...
I look up in the sky.
Ah, excellent.
That's
You scan
smart,
the sky. It is clear. A few clouds. You see a flap of wings, and then you realize it's just a bird. Just a bird.
I look at my birdcage. I look back at the sky. I'm a dum-dum. Yeah.
Our encounters
Okay.
progressively make us just terrified of increasingly
Terrified
number
of
normal things.
seabirds.
You know, it's just the standard stuff becomes much scarier. I'm
Bad luck to
I'm
kill
gonna-
a seabird.
gonna rifle through
don't
this cabin here.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay, so rifling through. Go ahead and give me an int check real quick.
5.
Okay, so scanning around, besides the two corpses, actually, you see there is a third corpse in here, lying on the ground, not someone that you were fighting. But other than that, you can see there are. There's a few odds and ends lying around, some weapons scattered about on the ground. You notice a couple of swords and clubs and a dagger or two lying on the ground, scattered about.
But only the one corpse.
Well,
that
3
wasn't the guy
corpses
we were
now.
fighting. Well, yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. One looks like a human male, late 40s,
Okay.
lying on the ground. Big gash across the back of his head, bleeding out or bled out on the ground.
I'm going to go below deck. I want to see if there's any other mutants lying in wait.
Okay, so you head over to the big open area that leads down into the hold, and you can see it's just a big hole. And you can see the shadows of many crates stacked down there.
Oh, there's no like ladder or stairs or anything?
No, you're not seeing that.
That's weird.
Okay. I will hop down there and then light my lantern.
Okay. You light your lantern. You scan around. You can see the hold is pretty well, maybe half full of crates. It's a little clear around the immediate area, right where you're standing. But then there are crates packed against the walls and towards the back. You can see that there is a small ladder with like 2 hooks on the top, which look like it could be put up to hook onto the lip there to get up and down. But it is kind of stowed to the side amongst the crates.
Yeah.
Roll me an
Interesting.
intelligence test, please, Indigo.
Got it. 6.
Okay, that is all.
We're
you
acing these tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are.
Clever boy.
That is all you see. What do you do?
I'm going to set the ladder back up before I do anything else. And then I will just sort of start poking around down here.
Okay, you hook the ladder back up and you start looking around. Anybody else? Anybody else do anything?
I will probably with less caution root around.
Climbing down into the hold to root around?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Bruno and Yeffy, are either of you climbing down as well? Or are you staying on board on deck?
You said that Bruno, you found some daggers and stuff because it has some incidents.
Oh yeah,
earlier.
here you go. Take. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll dangerously toss Yeffy one of the daggers. Like, yeah, here you go, catch.
Oh gosh, don't toss it. What are you doing? You halfling maniac.
Maniac.
Yeah, you got it.
Whew.
I guess I'll root through the bodies up here of both the mutants and what I guess are the ship crew.
Okay. So, digging through the bodies, basically, here's what you come across. There are, besides the three mutants you killed, there's also a man and a woman that appear to be in their mid-20s, and the other who are out on the deck. Those are the other two corpses. You find that you find a crossbow stashed to the side on deck with a
Choice.
few bolts there. You find 2 clubs, 3 swords, one of which is broken, 2 daggers. You find in the pockets as you pat down the corpses, you find a total of 12 crowns, 14 shillings,
right.
and 7 pence.
Wow.
So what do you think happened here, Bruno? Like, who are these people?
Oh,
And
no.
the two, the lady and the man are human, just normal
Correct.
looking. Well,
Yep. That is absolutely right.
what's their
That's a
cargo?
good question.
Or was this like a wedding reception?
Huh.
Jump there.
Yeah, what does it look like? Does it look like the passengers or the crew were killed by weapons that the mutants were holding, or is that conceivable?
Yeah, certainly all the bodies look like they've died of violence,
Okay.
bludgeoning and cuts. Treviano and Indigo both roll me intelligence test, please, as you continue to root around in the hold.
Intelligence. So I roll -1. 16?
There's my like 7th one of today.
Oh my
Yeah,
lord.
Great. Okay. Okay, great. So, Treviano, you notice as you are rooting him out amongst the crates, towards the back of the boat, you hear a slight noise, a shuffling or scraping sound, as if something's moving around back there.
Huh. Okay. Is the only one in this room with me is Indigo?
Correct.
I go over to him and I try to whisper to him.
Huh.
So something is about. It's in back. He shuffles.
Oh. I'll
To go
raise
get
my
it.
lantern up in my best imitation of a guard, and I will head towards where Treviano is pointing me.
Yeah, I'll lead the way because I want to know what's back there. In the basking in the
What's
light of the
all this
lantern,
then?
we go together.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to know.
You say those things. You head towards the back where you heard the sound. Both of you roll me another intelligence test as you continue to poke around.
Oh.
And look.
I'm excited for another opportunity to get a 1.
That's
Ooh,
a,
no,
that's a
it's-
full, that's 5.
Indigo.
16.
16. Okay.
Hey.
Indigo, you notice. So the two of you are looking around. Just boxes back here, Treviano, as far as you can see. Indigo, you see one box whose lid is a kilter. Clearly has been removed and replaced hastily.
Vampire.
Huh. What's all this then? And I'm gonna check it out.
Vampire.
It's my favorite
Another
Indigo
one.
catchphrase of all time.
I'll go over and check it out. I'll take the lid off. I'll see what's inside.
Okay, you open up the lid and you can see. As soon as you do, there's a loud shriek. Ah! And inside the otherwise empty box, there is a young woman with a shawl over her head, and she's holding a small knife, and she's like scrunched down into the corner of the box, and she's holding this knife and looking at you wild-eyed.
Ah!
She's scaly?
Oh, it's a
She
person.
does not appear to have any scales.
Are you
She-
a person?
She have horns?
You do not see any horns.
I'm gonna keep listing these. Okay, keep going. You can. He
Wings,
says
hooves,
go.
tail, spikes.
Wait, give me again, Indigo. What did you say?
Are you a person?
Really good.
Of course, I'm a person. Are you a person?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Carbiano
We are.
checks.
We're both people. Oh,
What do you?
were you attacked by mutants?
Yes, yes. A flying one and a swimming one, and oh god!
We killed most of those. Come out. It's okay.
Yeah. I'll put my sword away.
Okay.
Normal guy.
Yeah.
She carefully, as you put your sword away, she kind of carefully stands up, but is still kind of like scrunched away into the corner of, like as far away as she can physically keep herself from you.
Right.
And she's still holding her knife, really.
oh.
Like it's more of like an eating utensil between you and her.
Oh.
Who are you? What is your name? What are you doing here?
Oh, my name's Indigo. This is Treviano. We were sailing upriver on a different boat, and we saw your boat adrift, and well, a lot of dead bodies in the river. And we came to investigate, and were also attacked by mutants.
Oh, bodies! No, that's
Oh.
no, that's terrible.
Yeah.
They're
Sorry.
all of them. They are all dead.
Oh dear.
You are the only person we've met that's been alive and not a mutant, unfortunately.
Good bedside manner.
That's great.
Indigo's a people person.
Well, he's a real person. That's we've established that.
That's, yeah.
Oh, this is terrible. Please. She kind of like makes a kind of a vague shooing motion.
Oh.
She kind of
Oh.
scrunches around like she's trying to get out, maybe get out of the box, but is still a little scared of you.
Oh, yes, well, we'll be up on deck. It's pretty gruesome up there, so just to be warned, but we can get you onto our boat, which has no dead bodies on it.
What is your name?
Sorry, that seemed rude.
I am
There you go.
Renat.
Oh.
Renat Hossier.
Or not what?
He said, duh.
Who are you?
Indigo. Carbiano. Said that. It's okay. She's in shock. We'll go back upstairs.
Okay.
Once again, bedside manner, just A+.
Neither of us are doctors. I'm hardly a functioning human being.
Truly, you have calmed this woman.
Okay. The two of you head back up to the top of the deck, where you meet up with Bruno and Yeffy, who are sifting through. They've kind of lined up the bodies, and they've separated out the weapons, and they've kind of gone through all of the goods.
Indigo is going to walk over to the dead body of the Birdman and pick up his spear and just like very like casually start admiring it as a weapon and like clearly about to take it before like turning to Bruno and Yeffy and being like, "Oh, there's a survivor in the bottom of the boat. We should probably clean up these dead bodies."
What? Wow.
A mutant survivor? Mutant! A mutant!
No. Like
The
human,
mutant?
a girl.
Did you check for
Human
hooves?
girl.
A lot of them have hooves.
We did.
Whoa.
Her name is Renat. She's like
What
a
the-
normal
Okay.
dude.
Okay.
Okay, well, we should get her back on the boat with the other people.
That's true.
We said that too. She's kind of jumpy. Someone else
Probably 'cause
maybe
the
should
mutant
try to do
attack,
that. Yeah,
Probably because the tank.
if I had to guess.
I'll go show you some bedside manner. Oh, does anybody want this
Alright.
crossbow that I found?
Ooh,
No, but I'll take all of the bolts. We should take
'Cause I
the
don't really
bolts.
know how to
Two
hold
crossbows,
this
who needs
thing.
two crossbows?
Wow. Okay, so let's go handle the lady who's probably terrified in
Oh
the
no, yeah, she
hold.
probably peed herself since we left.
She probably already did that before we got here, but fine. And
I'll ask
Let's
what
go
she
deal with
herself. Yeah, I'll check.
and those guys are hiding on their boats, so maybe we make sure that they just don't abandon us here. That would be great. Okay.
Okay.
Bruno, you want to
Okay,
go talk to the
Indigo,
lady?
take-
We'll go talk to
Yeah. Perfect. Indigo, take the crossbow and make sure the Maria whatever doesn't sail out on us. Yeffy and I will go talk to the lady. Trebbiano, you deal with all these corpses.
Okay.
Great.
Excellent. Excellent. And I think that's where we will wrap up for the night.
Great.
As you set about to make
Session's
your
only 2
plans.
hours.
It is only 2 hours. Only 2 hour session.
Next, this is the 20th session.
I never not a
Still,
surprise.
Session.
It's still
Never
only
know.
2
Oh,
hours.
I should mention for everyone that we did talk. I don't remember if we announced this or not, but we did talk about the season length. That this first season should go about 23 episodes, which will get us to the 4th of July. We'll take a quick break over the 4th of July weekend, and we'll kick off season 2 immediately after that. So, 20th episode, about 3 more left in the season.
Wow.
Hopefully by season 2, Max will remember that it's only 2 hours long.
I hope season 2, the new feature will be it's a 4-hour long game.
Excellent.
New feature.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to wrap things up so everybody can get to bed. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for those who donated to our very worthy cause. We will continue to fundraise throughout June, hoping to maybe actually hit our $500 goal. That would be awesome. And otherwise, stay safe, be well, love everyone, and we'll see you on Thursday. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.